Hello again! This is a video for beginners, for people who are only starting to learn English and need some extra listening practice. I will speak slowly and I will use simple words, so I hope it will be easy to understand me. And I will tell you something about myself today. So I hope it will be also interesting for you. Okay, last week I had a lesson with one of my students, and we learned how to speak about things that you love, that you like, that you don't mind, that you dislike and hate. And I asked my student a lot of questions about his likes and dislikes. So at the end of the lesson, he asked me back, Maria, what about you? What do you like? What do you hate? And I decided to record a video about my likes and dislikes because my answer can be quite long. So today I will tell you what I love, what I hate, what I don't mind, and I will try to think of at least 3 things for each category. And I want to start with negative feelings, with things that I hate, so that we can finish with something positive. All right, so let's begin. The first thing that I hate, that I can't stand, is being late. Do you know what it means to be late? For example, if a meeting starts at 9 and I arrive at 10 past 9 or quarter past 9, it means that I am late. When I'm late, I have to do everything very quickly. I have to hurry. And I hate hurrying. I can't stand being in a hurry. I hate having breakfast quickly. I hate getting dressed quickly. I hate running and being nervous because someone else is waiting for me. And when I am late, everything goes wrong. A lot of bad things happen. The taxi doesn't come, or there are traffic jams on the road, or the bus leaves and I miss it. And when I finally arrive, I feel angry and tired. And I'm also sorry that I made other people wait for me. Really, I hate being late. I can't stand this feeling. I think it's better to come earlier. So I always try to leave my home early and to arrive on time. Okay, the second thing that I hate or can't stand is forgetting or losing things. What does it mean? For example, when I go to a shop or a cafe and I realize, I understand when I'm there, I understand that I haven't got my phone with me, or that I haven't got my wallet with me. Wallet is where my money is. But phone is even more important because I can pay with my phone. But if I haven't got my phone or my wallet, I can't pay for my coffee and I can't buy anything. I hate it. And even more, I hate losing things. When you forget things, it means they are at home. But when you lose things, you don't know where they are. And I think it's awful. That's why when I'm not at home, when I'm outside, I try to be very careful with my things. I try to take very good care of them. I don't usually keep my phone in my hand. I put it in my bag, in a safe pocket. And when I am in a cafe or in a restaurant, I never leave my phone in random places. I never leave it on the table when I have to go somewhere, because I hate losing things. And the third thing that I can't stand, that I hate, is doom scrolling. Do you know what doom scrolling is? For example, you have some free time and you're at home, you don't have anything to do. So you think, okay, I will check my Instagram, or I will check my TikTok, or I will read news. You take your phone, you open the application. I'm just checking. And you start reading, or you start scrolling. And you scroll and scroll and scroll, and you can't stop. This is doom scrolling. When you understand that it makes you feel bad, but you can't stop scrolling. I hate this feeling. I can't stand it. When I'm at home, I try not to take my phone very often. Or when I have some free time and I want to have some rest, I try either to read a book or to do something relaxing. Or if I take my phone, I try to do something not so bad as scrolling my Instagram. I try to play a game, for example, or to learn something, because I have some applications, some apps for learning. Or to watch a video on YouTube, because I watch videos in Spanish or in Polish, so in some other languages, or in English, of course. Of course, I watch a lot of videos in English too. And in this case, I think it's not so bad. It's okay. But I hate doom scrolling when you just watch video after video, like reels after reels. And that's why I even don't have TikTok on my phone. I just don't have it. Okay, now let's talk about things that I don't like. They aren't as bad as things that I hate, but still they aren't very pleasant. The first thing that I dislike is fruit with small seeds. For example, grapes or watermelon. Because when you eat them, you need to spit out the seeds all the time. Spit out, like this is spitting out. I don't like it. And I know that there are people who swallow the seeds, like who eat seeds. When they eat fruit, they eat seeds too. They swallow them. But when I was a child, when I was little, I remember that someone told me that it's not very good for our body to swallow the seeds. It can be dangerous. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it's not. If you know, please let me know in the comments. But I don't swallow the seeds. And when I can, I buy fruit without seeds. When I buy grapes, I try to buy grapes without seeds, or a watermelon without seeds. And luckily, nowadays, you can find seedless fruit in the shop. The second thing that I dislike is carrying heavy bags or heavy things. For example, when I walk home and I see a shop, I think, maybe I can go to the shop and buy just a few things, not much, not many things, okay? I can buy milk, for example, bread and eggs, that's it. But when I am in the shop, I look at the shelves and I think, oh, I need this, and I need this, and I need that, and I need those. And at the end of the day, so finally, I have a lot of things in my basket. So after I pay for them, I put them in a plastic bag, which I have to carry home. Of course, I can take a taxi, but the shop isn't far away. The shop is near my house, so it will take me just 5 or 7 minutes to walk home. And I think, no, I don't want to take a taxi, I will walk. But when I walk, I have to carry those heavy bags. And I don't like it. It's not very pleasant to carry something heavy. And the third thing that I dislike is crowded transport. Crowded transport is transport with a lot of people. When there are a lot of people on a bus or on a train and people stand very close to each other, it means it's crowded. Yeah, people stand very close, it's difficult to move. There isn't enough air and it's difficult to breathe. It's difficult to breathe, and when you want to get off the bus, you can't do it because there are other people in front of you, and you have to ask them, to talk to them and to ask, excuse me, are you going to get off, or can you let me through? Like, can I pass? And it's not very, very pleasant. Especially, it's very common, like you can always be in this crowded transport at rush hours, time when a lot of people go to work in the morning or go home in the evening. That's not very pleasant. I detest it. I don't like it. That's why I love working from home. Luckily, I can work online. Not always. I sometimes have to travel to the office, but when I work at home and I don't have to take this crowded transport, I'm very happy. Okay, now I want to tell you about things that I don't mind. So they aren't so bad. I don't hate them, but I don't love them either. So they are somewhere in the middle. I don't mind. For example, I don't mind cooking. I can't say that I love cooking or that I hate cooking. I can cook, and I cook from time to time, maybe not every day, but of course I do some small things every day. But in general, yeah, there are days when I want to cook something special, when I'm in a mood for cooking, and on a day like that, I enjoy cooking. But not always. At the same time, I want to eat something tasty and something healthy, so I have to cook, but I don't mind it. It's okay for me. Okay, the second thing that I don't mind, I think it might be surprising for you. You can be surprised. So another thing that I don't mind is watching films. Why can it be surprising? I know that a lot of people love watching films and they do it very often. Not me. I don't mind watching films. I sometimes like it, I can say. But it's not my favorite activity. Actually, I prefer reading books. Of course, there are very good films, and I can watch films, but I like watching films with other people. For example, I like going to the cinema with my friends or with a friend of mine, because after the film, we can talk, we can discuss it, we can say what we liked and what we didn't like about this film. But when I'm on my own, when I'm alone at home, I rarely watch films. I seldom do it. I can, but it happens maybe once, no, even not once a month. I think I watch films like, I don't know, but not very often. I can do it just from time to time. Okay, and the third thing I don't mind can be also surprising, because it is traveling by plane, flying by plane. Again, I know that there are a lot of people who love flying, and I often read different posts that the best morning is the morning at the airport when I drink coffee before my travel. For me, it's not like that. I don't mind traveling by plane, I will say why, but every time when I am on the plane, I feel a little bit nervous. And I feel a little bit not very well, physically. Not very bad, no, but not very good, not very well. And a little bit nervous. I know that planes are safe, that it may be the safest mean of transport, but I don't know. I like aviation, I like planes, and I like watching documentaries about aviation. For example, many years ago, I watched a documentary, all the seasons that I could find, all the seasons of a documentary called Mayday, Air Crash Investigation. It's a documentary, like a show about air crashes, about bad situations, about tragedies when some planes, unfortunately, fell down or were broken, and different people try to find out why. It was very interesting, but maybe because of this experience that I watched so many bad stories about planes, now I feel a little bit nervous on the plane, maybe, I don't know. But I like reading or watching about aviation, and I also understand that traveling by plane is very fast, so it's convenient if you travel far away. But if I have a choice, if I don't have to travel far away, if I go to another city in my country, for example, I prefer traveling by train, because when I'm on the train, I can lie down, or I can walk, or I can watch beautiful views from the window. But, of course, when I want to get somewhere fast, I have to take a plane. So I don't mind. It's okay for me. I don't mind flying, but at the same time, I don't enjoy it. I can't say that I really like it. Now let's talk about things that I like, that I enjoy. And the first thing is long walks. I don't like running or jogging. I tried jogging in the park, but I didn't enjoy it. But I like walking. I enjoy walking, and I try to walk every day for at least 1 hour. I like walking with other people, and I like walking alone. When I walk with somebody else, we can talk, and it can be interesting. And when I'm on my own, I usually listen to some podcasts. I usually listen to something in English or in Spanish, or I can even listen to something in my native language, because I like learning something new. And I like that when I walk, I do a lot of good things at the same time. I do some physical exercise, it's good for my body. I also breathe fresh air, and I learn something at the same time. So it's a very good activity, I think. Of course, it's also important to have some conditions, to have good weather, to have comfortable shoes. And I prefer walking when there aren't many people around me and there isn't much noise either. The second thing that I like is coffee. I drink coffee every day. I always drink coffee with milk, but I never add sugar or syrup, because milk makes coffee sweet. I don't like hot coffee, but I enjoy warm coffee and coffee with ice in summer. I think coffee is very tasty. I don't have anything special after I drink coffee. I'm not super energized. I don't feel any happiness, anything like that. I just like the taste and the texture. I don't know. I like this warmth and like how it feels when you drink coffee. Okay, and the third thing that I like is rainy weather when I'm at home. So when I'm at home and it's raining outside. Now it's not raining, but I like when it rains outside, when I'm at home. I think it's so nice to sit at home with a cup of coffee and with a book when there is rain or even a storm. I also like storms or thunderstorms when it rains and when you can see the lightning, this flash in the sky, and you can hear the thunder, the sound after the lightning. So this is thunder. It's called thunderstorm, and I really like it because when you look at it, yes, when you can hear it, you can feel this energy of nature, and it also makes being at home very comfortable, very cozy, very, very nice. Okay, now we can talk about things that I love, that I adore. And the first thing that I love is nature, especially mountains. I love mountains both in winter and in summer. I know that it's difficult to live in the mountains, but when you visit mountains once a year, twice a year, I think it's perfect. I love just sitting there and looking at the mountains, because when you look at the mountains and you see how big, how enormous they are, you can feel that your problems aren't so big, they are small and not so important. So I can say that I adore this feeling, and I always try to go to the mountains when I can. Okay, the second thing I love is reading books. I love books very much. I think it's the best activity for me. The best activity for me is reading. I even have this pillow here that says I love books because I do. I started reading when I was a child. It wasn't my choice. I just didn't have a phone when I was a child. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have many friends, and I even didn't have a TV that worked well. I had a TV set, but I think it wasn't very good. So I didn't have anything to do as a child. That's why I started reading, and I'm very happy that I did, because now I have this habit. I understand how interesting it can be. And when I read, I can feel that I have another life. And I really love this feeling when I live not only my life, but I can also live somebody else's life. Yeah. That's why I think it's very, very useful and interesting. I love different types of books. I read fiction. Fiction is books or stories that are not real, that somebody wrote, just some story that didn't happen in reality. Non-fiction, it's a different category. It's when you read something about real life, for example, books about psychology, books about communication, or books about how to do something, how to do some things in life. This is non-fiction. And I love reading both. Just I need to find a book that is interesting for me. And the third thing that I love, and this is probably the best for me, is the night sky with stars. When I look at the stars, I have the same feeling as in the mountains, that my problems are small, they're not important, there is something more important than my life, that my life is very short, and this world around me is eternal. It means like it never ends. And I also remember that when I was a child, when I was small, my father told me some stories about stars or planets because he was an astrophysicist. It's a person who studies, who learns about stars, about planets, who uses different formulas for that. And he told me some interesting information about stars and constellations. Constellations are the groups of stars. When they are together, it's a constellation. And I can remember how interesting it was for me to listen to him when I look at the night sky. And also I remember a lot of nice moments from my life when I was at the seaside or in the mountains, because there it's easier to see the stars. Yes, in a big city it's quite difficult. But in the mountains or at the seaside, you can look at the sky, you can see the stars better, and I can remember a lot of beautiful moments when I was with my friends or with somebody else at the seaside, on the beach, sitting in the evening and talking and watching the stars. It was fantastic. Okay, I think that when we learn English, and when we think about such things, for example, when we answer the question, what do you love? What do you hate? What can't you stand? What don't you mind doing? You learn more about yourself. Yeah, so I think learning another language is a very good way to understand yourself better. What do you think? Do you have the same or different ideas? Do you have the same things that you love and dislike, dislike, love and hate, or different ones? Please share with me in the comments, and if you liked this video, if it was useful for you, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Because what I do here is I try to create some easy videos for beginners so that you could have more listening practice, because I believe that it's the most important to listen to English, to understand it, and to think about yourself, like to be connected, to relate. So that's what I do here. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.